First of all, I'm coming out of Gully Boy, which is completely restrained. The same guy who can goof off like that is extremely, serious and intense. How do you create this balance? When I watch Simba with the audience, it's the greatest joy because every time you land a punchline, they're laughing. He's such a bad guy, such a despicable human being. Ugh.
When he kills his cousin.
That's what I was coming. The very next scene when he, Itat Khan, when he breaks his neck and kills him, they're clapping. I'm like,
Simba the character, it had to be entertaining, it had to be sensitive, it had to be vulnerable, it had to be righteous. So you as an actor, how do you shift gears? Because it's very important to just have that sur right, because in your recent times, even Padmavat for example, so you have these grey shades and it's very easy to go wrong in them if you don't get the sur right. So how important is it for you just get the sur right, and how do you shift gears?
brother, to be honest with you, it has a lot to do with your collaborative process with the filmmaker. They are the ones who will set the pitch. Or if you choose to pitch your performance a certain way, they're going to guide you and tell you if it's right, wrong, thoda upar, thoda niche, aise kar, waise kar. So it comes out of that collaboration. But you never know if it works. You just make the choices that you think might work. But the proof of the pudding will be when the audience sees it. You can just do your own guesstimation that, okay, this type of film, during the prep process, you keep thinking to yourself how to pitch this, and which ties into Simba in the sense that it was initially extremely difficult for me to try and wrap my head around where to pitch this performance, because it's a genre that I've never done before. So how am I supposed to pitch this performance? First of all, I'm coming out of Gully Boy, which is completely restrained, where there is nothing to do, is you just have to be, and then you're coming into Simba, which is completely front-footed, which you think is simple, but it's not that simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, to make that switch from Gully Boy was tough. Then I'm trying to figure out, because I've done this film doing this type of film for the first time, tackling this type of character for the first time, the same guy who can goof off like that is extremely, serious and intense when the time comes. How do you create this balance? Yeah. You just do what you think feels right. You have to cultivate that connection with yourself, listen to your instincts and do what you think is instinctively correct and hope that it works, with help from the filmmaker, of course. So yes, you're very right in saying that it was a task to kind of figure out how to pitch it. Right. But the proof of the pudding is there, man. Like when I watch Simba with the audience, it's the greatest joy because every time you land a punchline, they're laughing. And like I said, when the drama hits, they're like fully there and connected. So yeah, it was a toughie. Like, if there was an equalizer, how do you equalize this performance? Kitna comedy, kitna drama? At one point, I was like, just like, turn the volume up on everything and just play it. ज़्यादा सोचने का नहीं, घुस जाने का, करने का. And yeah, I mean, I feel very fulfilled that it's all working. Right. Also, Khilji, not an easy one again.
Yeah, sure.
How do you figure that one out?
It's so nuanced.
Because it was a huge risk. He's such a bad guy, such a despicable human being. Ugh. Like, first of all, to get into that mind space was intense.
But he was right from his own perspective.
Yeah.
And from his own perspective,
yeah,
he was
and
right.
that's what you figure out along the way. I'm shitting you not, man. I used to watch Padmavat with the audience in the second half, and they used to be cheering for Khilji.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when Khali Bali happens,
exactly.
They are clapping and whistling for Khilji.
Yeah.
He's the villain for all practical purposes.
Even when he kills his cousin.
That's what I was coming. The very next scene when he, Itat Khan, when he breaks his neck and kills him, they're clapping. I'm like, but I guess what was resonant with the audience is that at least Khilji was very honest in being bad.
Yeah, he was.
There was a great amount of honesty in playing this dark negative character, and I guess that's what resonated with the audience. Again, how do you pitch this? That was even tougher than Simba. Like, it took me many more days in the initial stages. Always in the initial stage, it'll take you a few days to figure out the pitch. Simba took maybe on the fourth day. Khilji took longer, to kind of, you try things, they don't work, you try things, they don't work, and then at some point you just hit your groove, and then you just keep building on that. So yeah, both have different challenges, and then Gully Boy has its own set of challenges.